We all know a bunch of people in a room can make it warmer, but how much heat do 80,000 fans emit? Let's do some math.
So people give off heat, right? But why? The law of conservation of energy states that energy, which heat is a form of, cannot be created nor destroyed. So where does our heat come from? From food. But more specifically, a word that has been unfairly demonized in popular culture, the calorie. See, the calorie is actually a measure of energy contained in food. More precisely, it's the energy needed to raise 1 kilogram of water 1 degree Celsius. So assuming a diet of 2,000 calories a day, we can calculate how much energy a human body has available to emit. We're going to go from calories to joules per day, then to joules per hour, then joules per second. Once we get there, it's easier to visualize since a watt is defined simply as a joule per second. That means any given fan will give off about 97 watts per hour. That's like having a 100-watt light bulb in place of each of the 80,000 fans. But watts isn't how we usually think about heat, so let's convert to BTUs per hour. Doing that, we come up with 26,447,094 BTUs per hour.
It was my understanding that there would be no math.
That means Mercedes Benz Stadium would need 734 3-ton AC chillers just to counter all that body heat. But without any artificial cooling, we can figure out how many degrees the air in the stadium would rise. Change in temperature, delta T, is equal to the heat energy emitted divided by the mass times specific heat of dry sea level air. Plugging those numbers into the equation, we get, but wait, what's the mass?
How much air is in this stadium? And how much does all that air weigh?
Mercedes Benz Stadium is 305 feet high by roughly 900 feet wide and 900 feet long. That gives us 247 million cubic feet. We know that dry air weighs about 0.075 pounds per cubic foot, so we get roughly 18 million pounds of air in the stadium. Plug that in and you get an increase of 5.95 degrees per hour. Given that the average Super Bowl lasts 3 hours and 44 minutes, that means the temperature in the stadium, if left unchecked, would rise by 22 degrees by the time the confetti is flying. Keith Carson, News Center, Maine.
Carry the one. I've been trying to keep track, but I'm kind of lost, Chris. Let's talk sports.
My palms are sweaty already.